Assalamu alaikum. So I've spoken about the PSO-Rite before on my channel, but that was when I first got it after a couple of weeks of having it the first time. This thing is incredible. This thing is incredible. So these are some of my gadgets. The one on the left is the therapy gun. Really worth having one of those. The foam roller, foam balls, the peanuts. Then you've got this thing on the left here, which is for massaging the legs. That's really useful. These four on the right here are the PSO-Rite tools. The PSO-Back, the PSO-Neck. The small one is a mini PSO-Rite, and then you've got the main PSO-Rite there. Here they are from the side view, so you can see the little ridges, or the big ridges. And we're going to be talking about the PSO-Rite a little bit more now. Personally, me, who am I? I'm 46. I've been reasonably active all my life. Living here in Kuwait at the moment. So I love skipping, running and calisthenics. Not so much in the gym at the moment, but really feeling the calisthenics is improving my strength a great deal, and the running helps a lot. And I came across the PSO-Rite after listening to Joe Rogan's podcast. He mentioned it on there, and of course I looked it up and ordered one. Now, I ordered mine from the US, directly from the guys in PSO-Rite, but I believe if you're in the Middle East you can order these from Amazon in the UAE. So as I mentioned in my previous video, the PSO-Rite is so called PSO because it's for massaging the Psoas muscle. The Psoas muscle are the hip flexors. It connects from the inside of the bone of the thigh all the way through the pelvis and into the lumbar spine. So if this muscle becomes tight, it can cause a lot of problems. Sore back, sore legs, sore pelvis, sore bladder, all sorts of things, digestive problems. Most people don't even know about this muscle and the effects that it could be having on them. If you look at, again, another podcast of Joe Rogan's, the podcast where I think he first spoke to David Goggins. David Goggins mentioned that after realizing, because he's an ultra runner, after realizing all of the problems that his psoas muscle was causing him, and he started stretching properly, all sorts of problems went away. So stretching is, and I think David mentions he stretches about 2 hours a day. So I have the PSO-Rite, the PSO-Back, and the PSO-Neck. That'll be maybe for a different video. So my back problem is in the L4, L5. I have a herniated disc, so I spend a lot of time strengthening my back and my core. And if I get pain in my back, sometimes I wake up in the morning, if I've slept maybe a bit too long, I get a dull ache in the curve of my lumbar spine. Like, for example, even if I'm leaning over washing my hands, that can cause the pain. So immediately I have a stretch protocol that I do. There's 4 or 5 stretches that I do, and this now come in extremely handy. But the PSO-Rite, you can use it. It's primarily designed for the psoas muscle, but you can also use it for massaging your chest, for your other parts of your back, your neck. It's actually much more versatile than just the psoas muscle. So here's a quick demonstration of how I locate the area of the psoas muscle, because it took me quite some time to figure out exactly how to get at it. So this is how I locate my psoas. I use my ring finger and my thumb, my ring finger on the top of my hip, my thumb on the bottom of my floating rib, and then you can see with my left hand I'm pointing out my navel, and with my index finger on the right hand, that's where I think my psoas is. You can see the diagram there. So then I get the PSO-Rite. Usually I do use the PSO-Rite lying down. I'll show you a bit later. And you have to kind of then move around a little bit to locate it. I think one of the key things in using this is relaxation. When you first jab this thing into you're lying down flat on the floor and this is underneath you, it feels quite uncomfortable because you're not used to it. But there's a lot of muscle layers down here, and you have to teach yourself how to relax those muscles so that the tip of this PSO-Rite can actually get into the psoas muscle. So initially I locate it, and then I lie down onto this, take some deep breaths, and I breathe out. And as you breathe out, you allow your muscles to relax. You focus on those muscles and allow those muscles to relax. And then slowly, as you sink into it, you'll start to feel, I can actually feel it now, I feel it pulling on my hip, on the inside of the hip that I'm massaging. And then you can move your leg around. So I have this PSO-Rite here, one of the peaks touching my hip, and the other peak is kind of angled across my my psoas. I'm repositioning a little bit there because I couldn't quite feel it. And then you breathe out and just let it just slowly melt into your abdomen, and you'll get it. There's plenty of videos that the guys in PSO-Rite have put on the internet, so you can check those out. So once I've used the PSO-Rite and I've done my stretching protocol, I would say after 5-10 minutes of walking around, the stress on my back is alleviated. I believe that is because stretching that psoas muscle releases it, and it allows the lumbar spine to relax back into a more natural position. This is a theory, but this is if you look at the physiology and the structure of the muscles inside your body, this would seem to be a reasonable conclusion. Anyway, like I said, if you found this video useful, please like it and subscribe. It helps YouTube to get more traffic to these kind of videos. And yeah, I'd love to hear from you, whatever you think about this. If you'd like to ask any questions about my experience with this, if you'd like to see any more videos on these kind of devices. And I'll see you in the next one.